The Lotus Sutra Chapter 28, Encouragement of Bodhisattva Samantabhadra. Thereupon, Bodhisattva Samantabhadra, through his effortless transcendent power, dignity, and fame, arrived from the east, together with innumerable, limitless, and incalculable numbers of great bodhisattvas. All the lands quaked universally wherever he passed. Jeweled lotus flowers rained down, and immeasurable hundreds of thousands of myriads of kotis of kinds of music were heard. He was surrounded by a great assembly of innumerable beings, humans and such non-humans as devas, nagas, yaksas, gandharvas, asuras, garudas, kimnaras, and maharagas, each manifesting dignity and transcendent powers. He then arrived at Mount Gridrakuta in the Saha world. He prostrated himself before Sakyamuni Buddha and circled around him to the right. He then addressed him, saying, "O Bhagavat, afar in the land of the Buddha, Ratna Tejo Budgataraja, I heard you expound the Lotus Sutra in this Saha world. I have come here to listen to you, together with the assembly of immeasurable and limitless hundreds of thousands of myriads of kotis of bodhisattvas. I entreat you, O Bhagavat, to teach us how the sons and daughters of a virtuous family may attain the Lotus Sutra after the parinirvana of the Tathagata." The Buddha said to Bodhisattva Samantabhadra, "After the parinirvana of the Tathagata, the sons and daughters of a virtuous family will attain the Lotus Sutra if they achieve the 4 necessary accomplishments. The first is to be protected by the Buddhas. The second is to plant roots of good merit. The third is to enter a group of those who are rightly resolute. And the fourth is to awaken the thought of saving sentient beings. Those sons and daughters of a virtuous family will definitely attain this sutra after the parinirvana of the Tathagata if they perfect these 4 accomplishments." Then Bodhisattva Samantabhadra addressed the Buddha, saying, "O Bhagavat, if there are those who preserve this sutra in the troubled world of 500 years after, I will protect them and rid them of their heavy cares, cause them to attain happiness, and allow no one to strike at them through their weaknesses. I will not give Mara any chance to afflict them, nor the sons of Mara, daughters of Mara, minions of Mara, those possessed by Mara, yaksas, raksasas, kumbhandas, bisakas, krityas, putanas, or vetalas. If they recite this sutra, whether walking or standing, I will then come before them on a white elephant king with 6 tusks, together with the assembly of great bodhisattvas, manifest myself, pay homage and protect them, and console their minds for the sake of revering the Lotus Sutra. If they sit contemplating upon this sutra, I will then manifest myself before them on a white elephant king. If they forget a single line or a verse in the Lotus Sutra, I will teach and recite it with them, and cause them to become proficient in it. At that time, those who accept and recite the Lotus Sutra will be able to see me, and, greatly rejoicing, will thus make further efforts. As a result of seeing me, they will attain the Samadhi and the Dharanis named Avarta Dharani, Kotisata Sahasravarta Dharani, and Sarvarutakausalya Varta Dharani. They will attain Dharanis like these. O Bhagavat, in the troubled world of 500 years after, those monks, nuns, laymen, and laywomen who seek, preserve, recite, copy, and wish to practice this Lotus Sutra should preserve single-mindedly for 21 days. After a full 21 days, I will appear on a white elephant with 6 tusks, accompanied by innumerable bodhisattvas, who themselves will also be surrounded by their retinues, and manifest myself before sentient beings in whatever form they wish to see. Then I will expound and teach the Dharma to them and gladden them. I will also give them a dharani spell. When they attain this dharani, non-humans will have no power to destroy them, and women no power to trouble them. I myself will also protect these people. I entreat you, O Bhagavat, to allow me to teach this dharani. Thus he taught the spell in the presence of the Buddha, saying, Adande Dandapati Dandavartani Danda Kusale Danda Sudari Sudari Sudarapati Buddha Pasyane Sarvadharani Avartani Sarva Bhasyavartane Suavartane Samga Pariksani Samga Nirgatani Asamge Samgapagate Tradva Samgatulya Prapte Sarva Samga Samatikrante Sarva Dharma Suparkisite Sarva Sattvarutakausalya Nugate Simha Vikridite.
Tadyata Sandantan Dantra Batan Dantra Batana Dantra Kakala Dantra Sotara Sotara Ambata Bata Pahina Darana Ambertana Sanka Parajita Sanka Narbagasata Dharma Parajita Sarvasaturata Kohyali Nangate Sambatra Ndrati Anambartim Bartana Bartala Suha.
O Bhagavat, if there is any bodhisattva who hears this dharani, he should know it is because of the transcendent powers of Samantabhadra. If there is anyone who accepts the Lotus Sutra practiced in Jambudvipa, he should think, this is nothing but Samantabhadra's virtuous power. If there is anyone who preserves, recites, correctly remembers, understands this meaning, and practices in accordance with the teaching, know that they are practicing the practice of Samantabhadra. They plant deep roots of good merit in the presence of innumerable and limitless Buddhas. The Tathagatas will caress their heads. If they copy this sutra, after their death, they will be born in the Trayastrimsa heaven. At that time, 84,000 heavenly maidens will welcome them, performing various kinds of music. They will wear 7 jeweled cornets and be happy among their female servants. How much more for those who preserve, recite, remember correctly, understand the meaning, and practice in accordance with the teaching. If there is anyone who preserves, recites, and understands this meaning, at the end of their life 1,000 Buddhas will offer their hands, so that they will neither be afraid nor fall into the troubled states of being. They will thus arrive in the Tusita heaven of Bodhisattva Maitreya, who is endowed with the 32 marks, and surrounded by an assembly of great bodhisattvas and a retinue of hundreds of thousands of myriads of kotis of heavenly maidens. There they will be born, and such will be their merit and benefits. For this reason, the wise should wholeheartedly copy, move others to copy, preserve, recite, and remember it correctly, and practice in accordance with the teaching. O Bhagavat, through my transcendent powers, I will now protect, extensively distribute, and keep this sutra from extermination in Jambudvipa after the parinirvana of the Tathagata. Thereupon, the Buddha Sakyamuni praised him, saying, "Splendid, splendid, O Samantabhadra! You will protect this sutra and bring benefit and happiness to sentient beings in many places. You have already accomplished inconceivable merits and profound compassion. Long, long ago, the thought of highest complete enlightenment awakened in you, and you made this vow of transcendent power, quote, 'I will protect this sutra. Through my transcendent powers, I will protect the one who holds to the name of Bodhisattva Samantabhadra,' close quote. O Samantabhadra, if there is anyone who preserves, recites, correctly remembers, practices, and copies this Lotus Sutra, they should know that they will meet the Buddha Sakyamuni and hear this sutra from the mouth of the Buddha. By this, they should know that they are paying homage to the Buddha Sakyamuni. They should know that they will be praised by the Sakyamuni Buddha with the word splendid. They should know that the hand of the Buddha Sakyamuni will caress their heads. They should know that they will be clad in the robe of the Buddha Sakyamuni. Such people are not attached to worldly pleasures. They dislike heretical scriptures and writings. They are not pleased to consort with heretics, wicked people, butchers, those who keep boars, sheep, chickens, or dogs, hunters, or those who make a living by pandering. They will be honest in mind and will have correct recollection and the power of merit. They will not be troubled by the three kinds of poison, nor will they be confused by jealousy, selfishness, false pride, or arrogance. Having little desire, they can know satisfaction and practice the practice of Samantabhadra. O Samantabhadra, if you meet anyone who preserves and recites the Lotus Sutra 500 years after the parinirvana of the Tathagata, you should think like this, quote, 'This man will before long approach the terrace of enlightenment, destroy the hosts of Mara, attain highest complete enlightenment, turn the wheel of the Dharma, beat the drum of the Dharma, blow the conch of the Dharma, pour down the rain of the Dharma, and will sit on the lion's seat of the Dharma in the great assembly of devas and humans.' O Samantabhadra, those who preserve and recite this sutra in the future world will not be greedy for clothes, bedding, food and drink, and the necessities of life. Their aspirations will not be unrewarded, and their happy reward will be attained in this world. If there is anyone who despises them, saying, quote, 'You are mad, this practice of yours is in vain, and will attain nothing in the end,' they will have no eyes, lifetime after lifetime, as a retribution for this wrongdoing. If there is anyone who pays them homage and praises them, he will attain tangible rewards in this world. If anyone sees those who preserve this sutra and speaks maliciously about their faults, whether true or not, such a person will suffer from leprosy in this life. If anyone scorns them, that person's teeth will be either loose or missing, their lips will be ugly, their nose will be flat, their limbs will be crooked, they will squint, their body will stink and be dirty, suffering from evil tumors, oozing pus. Their belly will swell with water, and they will have tuberculosis and other evil and serious illnesses. For this reason, O Samantabhadra, if you see anyone who holds to this sutra, you should stand up and show your respect, even from afar, just as you would pay homage to the Buddha. When this chapter, called Encouragement of Bodhisattva Samantabhadra, was being taught, innumerable and limitless bodhisattvas, equal in number to the sands of Ganges rivers, attained hundreds of thousands of myriads of kotis of dharanis named avarta, and bodhisattvas equal to the number of atoms in the manifold cosmos, mastered the path of Samantabhadra. When the Buddha had taught this sutra, the entire great assembly of bodhisattvas, including Samantabhadra, the Sravakas, including Sariputra, Devas, Nagas, humans and non-humans, rejoiced greatly, accepted the Buddha's word, bowed to him, and departed.